we'll be focusing on integrated resilient coastal zone development. What is important is by application of nature-based solutions. There are 4 steps or 4 components under this project. The first one being evidence-based, sustainable, and integrated planning, wherein there is a set of guidelines that we will be preparing about, focusing on these key focal areas about how we can enable them. What I would like to tell about these slides. What we are now at is that we parallelly in Pune and Surat and also in Agra and Puducherry, we've started developing the guidelines to enable integrated planning through participatory and gender responsive processes. The project emphasizes largely on gender responsive works and in participation, inclusion, and for that we are also mandated to prepare gender action plans for these cities. The second is the pilot demonstration. So pilot demonstration, the planning of this has already started. This is the most interesting slide. This is a nascent project. We don't have anything to say about what we've achieved so far, but what I can say here is our ambitions for the project. So our ambitions for the project in terms of TOD is that everyone has been talking about how India now is the 4th largest metro network in the world. We have almost 16 functional metro systems, over 800 kilometers of operational route length of metros, and over 1,000 proposed route lengths of metros. So through the work that we do under this, that is prepare the transit-oriented development guidelines, we hope to influence 2,500 square kilometers of area through improved access to public transport. What we would like to do here, in fact, the book that was launched serves as a baseline for the work that we want to do in Pune and Agra. What we are going to do here is we are going to significantly reduce the direct and indirect GHG emissions, and also by way of implementation of pilots in the partner cities, we will be influencing 8 to 10% of transport emissions. In terms of our work in the coastal areas, we have almost 7,500 kilometers plus of coastal length in India. And out of the 20 most climate sensitive states in India, 8 of them are coastal. So the relevance of these guidelines is also huge. So with these guidelines, we hope to build resilience of 24 coastal cities, in fact, build their capacities about how to undertake resilient coastal zone development. Just a snapshot about the project budget. The UNEP NIUA vertical, the budget of the project is close to USD 37 million. And the funds that we are receiving from Jeff is USD 10.32 million. And of course, there's a component of co-finance. So when we club that, that's where we get 37.09 million USD. Thank you so much. I was as fast as I could be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chakravarti, for that presentation. And we look forward to more great results here in India in GEF 7. Now I will hand over to our last speaker. Last but not least, we have Mr. Suraf Majumder from the Asian Development Bank, who will give us a quick snapshot of ADB's work here on the India project. Over to you. Thank you. Yeah.
Good afternoon, distinguished speakers and participants. So I'd like to speak about the JEF supported intervention of ADB that we are doing in Chennai. So Chennai's, before I start with the actual proposal that is going to take place in Chennai, I would like to set up some context in terms of like the Chennai's jurisdiction expanded in 2011 from 174 square kilometers to 426 square kilometers. Uh, while rapid urbanization has fueled the local economy, the city is challenged to keep pace with demand for urban services while protecting its fragile environment. The Climate Change Vulnerability Index of 2021 ranks Chennai the highest among large Indian cities in terms of exposure to climate change related threats. Another study shows that Chennai is ranked the most socioeconomically vulnerable to climate change among the metropolitan cities in India. The risk of flooding in Chennai is expected to worsen with the climate change, which led to the Greater Chennai Corporation's adoption of a more robust and holistic approach to flood and drought risk management with adaptive interventions. Greater Chennai Corporation, or GCC in short, through state and central governments requested ADB to support one of the largest integrated flood management project in Chennai in the Kosas Thaliyar Basin. The project was approved in 2021 with an estimated cost of USD 470.5 million, and ADB partnered with the Global Environmental Facility and the government of Japan to support the GCC through investments of USD 251 million and two additional financing grants of USD 6.88 million through JEF and USD 2.01 million, 2.0 million from the Japan government, respectively. The project overall will reduce the exposure of 1.9 million people of Chennai to seasonal flooding through three outputs. The first output being integrated urban flood risk management by combining structural and non-structural measures to reduce flood risk by improving climate resilient urban flood protection infrastructure like the stormwater drains, primary channels, pumping stations, catch pits, and nature-based solutions for rejuvenation of water bodies. The second output relates to enhanced urban flood preparedness by linking flood zoning with land use planning, flood citizen observation, flood resilience index, improvement of infection prevention and control for communicable diseases through WAS interventions. The third component promotes measures for sustaining operation and maintenance of the stormwater drain systems through municipal resource mobilization and performance-based incentives for the zonal offices of GCC. Till date, the project overall has made exemplary physical progress by achieving more than 60% physical progress within 1.5 years of implementation. Lack of appropriate planning has allowed urban expansion to alter the natural landscape and land use, shrinking water bodies and expanding impermeable areas. Half of the 19 major water bodies in the city were encroached upon, severely limiting the available surface water storage potential and its ability to mitigate the impacts of extreme weather events. These challenges led to the development of the JEP-supported rejuvenation of Kadapakkam Lake in Chennai. The intervention targets enhanced flood retention in Kadapakkam Lake and it is designed to demonstrate ecosystem-based adaptation. It also strengthens capacity in the GCC and other stakeholders and raise awareness on advantages of EBA for urban flood risk management and promotes knowledge dissemination and replication through national and global platforms like UrbanShift. The JEF-supported intervention would help in retaining flood waters and reduce and delay peak runoff to strengthen disaster resilience. It would also improve groundwater availability, protection of water body from wastewater and encroachment, and habitat restoration for biodiversity, and provide citizens recreational services. Scaling up of such interventions can transform Chennai to a more climate and disaster resilient, nature positive, and livable city. The intervention will enhance flood retention in the 55-hectare Kadapakkam Lake. Desilting will restore water holding capacity in the lake and increase its volume from 1.1 million to 1.9 million cubic meters, almost double the size. The bird island is proposed with a 2-hectare forest of various native trees planted using Miyawaki method. The project proposes walking path on the bund. Recreation will be enhanced by a children's play area, an open-air theater, a library, and a hobby fishing and boating facilities, all with features friendly to the elderly, women, children, and persons with disabilities. The proposed works will maximize the use of environmental friendly materials and approaches, reusing dredge soil with geotextile underlay to shore up the bund, environmental friendly paving materials, and fencing with shrubbery and trees. The project coordinator, in terms of progress of the project and the Jeff intervention, the project coordinator has been engaged in April 2023 and has been placed in the Greater Chennai Corporation. These have helped the GCC in finalizing the detailed project report in June 2023. GCC also undertook a round of consultations with the host communities around Kadapakkam Lake before finalizing the DPR, which helped them understand the benefits of the intervention in the host communities. The tenders for the rejuvenation works are likely to be called by GCC in October 2023, and commencement of works expected early next year, that is somewhere in Jan 2024. The planned completion of the works is December 2025, which is as per the scheduled target date. We will keep posted the relevant stakeholders from time to time about the progress of the JEP supported project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Majumder, for telling us a bit more about the Chennai project. And a sincere thank you to all of our 4 speakers for their presentations and for taking on the hard task to entertain the audience now right before lunch. But I think this was very useful in setting the context for the rest of the forum. And please join me in giving a big round of applause for the speakers. And if you can gather up here, we will do a little group photo as well.
Thank you very much indeed. And before we close the proceedings of this session, I would request Ms. Mia Kallenberg to kindly do the honors on behalf of the organizers to present a token of appreciation and gratitude to all our eminent speakers for the wonderful deliberations we had from them. We begin by presenting to Dr. Nanpal Singh, Senior Technical Advisor, United Nations Industrial Development Organization. We present to Mr. Efrian Mahron, Environmental Specialist, the World Bank, Indonesia. We present to Ms. Sarika Chakraborty, Team Leader, UrbanShift India Project, National Institute of Urban Affairs. And to Mr. Saurav Majumdar, Senior Project Office, Urban, India Resident Mission, Asian Development Bank. And I would now request our participants of the session to kindly step forward for a group photograph. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to break for lunch. It is being served outside in the lobby. We will continue. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, it's still some time before we go ahead for lunch. The next session, we have a very small session, that is launch of UrbanShift City Academy online, the online courses. I would like to invite on stage Mr. Pablo Lazo. He is Director, Urban Development, Cities Program, World Resources Institute.
How many slides?
And I would now like to invite
Yeah, 1%.
Miss Mariana. She's Miss Mariana, Miss Matthews, Dr. Easter, and Miss Emmy. Over to you, ma'am, to kindly take over the proceedings of this session. And let's put our hands together to welcome her.
Thank you. This one. Thank you for clicking. Okay, we are almost at lunch. I know it's late and everybody's hungry, so we are going to take just a few minutes to introduce something that we have been working on for a long time, like I would say almost 2 years, to develop this content, and we are very proud of it, and we want to share it with you today. Thank you. My name is Mariana Orlov. I'm a senior manager at the World Resources Institute, and I have the pleasure to have been working on the UrbanShift global platform for the last 3 years. Part of this work was developing the content of these 8 courses that we are launching today. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about all the different activities we do in the global platform. We just heard a lot about the projects that different countries are doing with the support of the JEF investment project. The global platform supports all of these projects in the countries by providing a lot of different types of capacity building activities. Inside this bag of different activities that we provide is the City Academies. And the City Academies, you will have the opportunity to experience a face-to-face City Academy in the next 2 days, one on accommodating urban growth and another one on local climate finance. But at the same time that we provide those face-to-face courses as part of the work that we do in the global platform, we have also developed this online content that is complementary to the content that we present on the face-to-face academy. Okay, let me give you some details about how the global platform is the City Academy content is structured. So these are 8 courses on these topics that you can see here. All the topics are related to integrated urban planning. And this is the core of the idea that we want to share with UrbanShift. So all of these different approaches that we are presenting here are connected to the idea of integrated urban planning, and they all bring about potentially different benefits, like from social, economic, environmental benefits. So the idea is that cities working on urban climate finance, accommodating urban growth, circular economy, urban biodiversity, nature-based solutions, and green and thriving neighborhoods, and integrated climate action planning will have the opportunity to implement different solutions to bring about simultaneously many different benefits. So a little bit of like what Mada was mentioning earlier today, like cities have limited resources, so they have to be very strategic about the projects that they work on. And like the idea is that with this content that we are sharing with you, like that would help local government officials maybe select solutions that are going to be more efficient for their cities. The content is interactive. It has many different kinds of pieces like videos, interviews, exercises. So we hope that people enjoy it. And we also have translated the content to different, all the languages that are represented in the global platform. So the content was developed in English, but it has been translated to Spanish, Portuguese, French, Bahasa Indonesian, and Chinese too. So I'm gonna pass it on to Ailey so that she can explain how you can access the content that we are putting on today. Sorry, I'm skipping slides because we are shortening the session.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much, Mariana. And we're so excited to be launching these courses here at the UrbanShift Asia Forum. My name is Ailey Anzalotti, and I lead communications for UrbanShift, and I'm with WRI. So very briefly, so you can all get to lunch, I want to share how you can enroll in these courses. All of the content is available through our website, which is shiftcities.org. You can also scan this QR code and be directed right to the landing page where you can find the links to the different courses and explore the ones that are interesting to you. And also we have an in-person presence here for these courses during the event. You can find a table right outside in the main hall where you can gather information about the courses. You can ask questions of UrbanShift staff, and you can enroll directly right there and watch videos that introduce the courses in more depth. And lastly, if you're inspired by this offering and you want to share it with your networks, we have a link right here to a social media toolkit with a bunch of different assets that you can use to share on your own channels. And we also encourage you to read more in depth about the courses on the UrbanShift website and on WRI.org. The links to 2 blog articles are there on the site. And we also encourage you to sign up for the UrbanShift newsletter, where you can get information about any updates related to the courses or new offerings and translations. And with that, again, please connect with us on all of our channels. And we really want to get you to lunch. But before we break, I just want to take some time to acknowledge that these courses are really an extension of all of what we've been discussing today during the forum. Capacity building around these 8 areas is so critically important. And these courses are a way for you and anyone working in cities in your local context to really deepen your knowledge and apply best practices to where you are. So we really appreciate you engaging with this content. Please come find us. And we want to thank all of the partners involved in this forum. For the forum, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, National Institute of Urban Affairs, and for the launch of these courses. This would not be possible without the Jeff and our partners at the World Resources Institute, C40 Cities, UNEP, and ICLE. So thank you so much. We think we will wrap up.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, finally now it is time to break for lunch, and which is being served outside in the lobby. And we will continue with the next sessions post lunch at 2:30 p.m. sharp. We would like to inform you all that lunch is organized outside this ballroom. There are 2 banquets island which are serving stations on either side. Also, ladies and gentlemen, kindly bear with us for a few seconds more, as we would like to inform that post-lunch, this room will be partitioned into 2 halls. The side of the ballroom towards the dais is designated as ballroom 2 and 3, and ballroom 1 is the room on the other side of the partition, that is at the opposite side from where I'm standing. Post-lunch, there are 2 parallel sessions. Parallel session A1, the City Business Hub, will be convened in the Regency Ballroom 2 and 3. And parallel session A2, the High-Level Investors Roundtable, will be convened in Ballroom 3. Based on the sessions chosen by you at the time of online registration, kindly proceed towards the designated venue. In case you would like to reconfirm your session, please meet at the registration desk. Ladies and gentlemen, we have also arranged for a prayer room, which is outside in the lobby. In case any one of you wishes to use the prayer room, you're most welcome to use it. And while you all move out for lunch, we would request you all to kindly take care of your belongings, as the setting of the room will be disturbed, especially at the end part of this room. Thank you once again for your participation so far in this event. And ladies and gentlemen, we would like to see you back at 2:30 sharp for the next sessions. Thank you. Please enjoy your lunch and be back in time.